Hi everyone. Okay, so today I'm going to show you what we will be doing on the sponge painting. Okay, so every single group will be getting some paints from your teacher. You also need to have a bucket of water. I'm sure your teachers would have given you your sponge. Okay, this is the one that I currently have, and every group needs one brush, just one brush per group, and of course your drawing paper. So the first thing I need you to do is I need you to lay that drawing paper. I'm going to make it higher so that you can actually see my drawing paper. There you go. Okay, so I need you to lay the drawing paper in a portrait layout. Okay, so portrait layout means that on your left and right is the longer side, and the top and bottom is the shorter side. So your teachers will be giving you just a few colors of paint. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do right now is, let's put this aside. We are going to take the blue paint. Okay, we're going to take our sponge. I have a sponge here. We're going to dab it onto the paint. Tap it to the side like that, just to make sure that I cover almost the entire sponge with that paint. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we are going to start tapping. All right, now the whole point of using a sponge is to have that texture, the sponge texture. Okay, like that. I'm going to bring it closer for you to see. Okay, and we want that texture. We do not want it to be too smooth. So I'm just going to tap it all over my paper. Okay, so we have covered, well, almost the entire piece of paper. Okay, I know there are some white spaces. That is fine. Okay, that is the effect that we actually want. Alright, so next what we're going to do is we are going to make sure that we remove the extra paint from the sponge. Please do not dip your sponge in water, and if you already had, just make sure that your sponge is dry before you dip it into the next color. Alright, so the next color that I'm going to use is I'll be using the white. So I'm going to again dip my sponge into the white, and I'm going to dab it just so that it covers my sponge. And then what I'm going to do is, while the paint is still wet, I will be mixing the colors right on my paper. Now I'm not covering all of it, just certain areas, because I want some areas to remain a dark blue while others I want it to be light blue. So just some areas. See, there are some areas that is dark blue, some are lighter blue, and that is the whole point to doing this. Okay, so again, taking your cloth or your tissue, we're going to clean our sponge just a little bit, just to remove the excess paint. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to go with the yellow. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the yellow, and again tapping on the side. Okay, and I'm just going to add like a little bit of it, like a line through, just to make it look as if there is still a little bit of sunshine going through that sky. Okay, right. Alright, so the next part, you will have to ask your teacher. Your art teacher will be giving you a fresh batch of white paint. Okay, a fresh batch of white paint, because you will need a little bit more white paint to actually make the clouds. Okay, so this time around, now that you've done with the sky, we are going to dip our sponge in to the water, give it a good shake. So once the sponge is relatively dry, it doesn't have to be completely dry, just relatively dry. Okay, so we are going to take the sponge and we will dip it into the white paint. Okay, now this time round, you will be not just dabbing or tapping it, but we're going to make shapes of clouds. So I'm going to put my sponge down and I'm going to drag it like that. Okay, so you press your sponge down and you drag it in like a wavy line. We're going to make wavy lines. Okay, so clouds, if you notice, clouds, they come in different shapes, right? So different shapes and sizes, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Just have to put some clouds here and there on your sky. Some clouds can be longer, okay, with odd shapes like that. And there you have it. You have your sky background with clouds, and you will put this at the drying rack so that we can use it for the next lesson. Okay, thank you. Bye.